I wanted to share a couple of comments from my observations working the polls of the election in 2008 as a backdrop for the election that's coming up this year with, I guess, a repeat showdown of the last presidential election. There are a lot of people going in there who cannot believe that people are excited to go in and vote for the incumbent president, number 46, Joe Biden, because of his many flaws. But I have worked elections before, and there are people who will come in and vote without regard for the candidate's qualifications or actually declared stances. In 2008, I remember, because that was when Barack Obama ran for president the first time, there were legions of people who had never voted before who came in to cast their vote for one reason. They wanted to come in and vote for Obama so they could vote for the first black president ever in American history. I don't think very many of them knew very much about what he believed. I don't think very many of them cared. And I don't think that they came back. I know many of them because I'm standing behind the voting machines helping people work them without looking at them because we're not allowed to look at the screen, or at least we weren't back then. Trying to help them navigate a screen I cannot look at, who only cast a vote for president and then left. They came in to vote for Obama. Some of them told me so out of their mouths. I just want to know how to vote for Obama. And there is a cult of personality and a cult of um, this thing over any logical reason that does permeate a lot of our elections. It's, I think, one of the reasons why the Greeks were not big fans of democracy, because in any democracy, and even in some republics like Rome, you end up with a lot of people in the mob, as the Romans used to call it, who will vote for bread and circuses, who will elect the individual who promises them the greatest return in exchange for their vote. This happens, I'm sure, in every government at some point when they devolve to a certain level. But voting for a person either because of their demographics or because of campaign promises or because they are simply not the other guy are not informed and enlightened ways to cast a vote. And so I expect there will be lots of people going to vote for Biden or Trump who are voting for Biden or Trump for all of the wrong reasons, to vote, whichever side you fall on. And it should be no secret which side I fall on if you've seen any of my videos and read my blog. The point is that blindly casting a vote simply because a certain letter is after their name or a certain letter is missing after their name as their party identifier is worse probably than not coming to vote at all. There were lots of people who came to vote for the wrong reason, and doing the right thing for the wrong reason is the wrong thing. If you're not passionate about it, if you don't really care and you're just casting a vote, I used to feel differently about this. I've got a coworker who she said she and her husband didn't vote because they really weren't that informed, and I thought, well, you're losing your voice. Except for then I thought, but if you're not informed, then your voice will be misdirected. Because you see this out in places where, like, I'll tell students when we get to electrochemistry in 4 or 5 weeks that I'm not good at it. And I will confess this freely and openly because I don't want them to rely on just the things I teach them, because it's the weakest part of this course that I teach. And I haven't really bothered to inform myself and improve myself on it because I don't have to. It's not an essential piece of the learning objectives for most of our students. So I'm not doing them a disservice per se by not giving them the very best possible out of me. In other words, I have no incentive to inform myself. And so I'm not doing them a favor. And if you go to the polls and vote for even if it's the right person, for the wrong reason, you are not doing anybody any favors. Least of all the candidate. Because once elected, candidates assume if they win that they have a mandate to do whatever they like and that they speak for everyone. And we all know, because we've watched political outcomes, that most candidates win with just barely more than a majority, 52, 54%, which means that the other 46, 48% get shut out. He's not speaking for them. He's speaking for just those who said yes to him. And we don't usually vote for anybody where we agree down the line on everything they stand for and everything they say they're going to do. It's more or less, this is the one I prefer, or this is the one I like, or this is the one I hate the least. Not this is the one I'm really passionate about. And so you have to be very careful in casting a vote not to give someone let it go something that goes to their head where they take it to an unhealthy extreme, because I think that's what we're watching in modern American politics is, oh, I'm the winner, therefore everything I do must be amazing, everything I believe in must be supported by everyone, and I have no reason to expect opposition, and I should shout down and dismiss anyone who opposes me. So I will leave you with this thought, even though I believe it was one-sided when it was said, because I agree with the sentiment, even though I hate having to quote this individual. We have a right to debate and disagree with any administration, Hillary Clinton, because it's right. We do. You don't agree. The only person you're ever going to agree with 100% on everything is yourself. So if you can't get behind somebody 100%, then you need to run for office for yourself. And if you're getting behind either one of these candidates 100%, then you need to check yourself, because they are both humans and they are both flawed, and you need to decide which flaws matter the most to you as a disqualifier. And then vote your conscience, because if you don't know the man, you will not know what he will actually do once elected. When Trump ran for office the first time, I was skeptical, is probably the most appropriate word, because I knew about who Donald Trump had been before he ran for office. And I was concerned that he was a liar, because that's what politicians usually do. They are paid liars. So watch what they do, not what they say. This is good advice for everyone in any circumstance: romance, business, politics, work, church. Watch what they do and not what they say, because most people are speak out of both sides of their mouth, or tell you to do what I say and not what I do. Anyway, make good choices. Watch your back, and it's always good to do your own homework. Godspeed. Take care.